Well, hi Chandelle. Thank you for asking the men in the group to share how we got into the healing space. You mentioned journey, and well, I guess it's a journey. It doesn't really feel like a journey, right? I mean, I don't look back on life and say what a journey. Sometimes I do, but not this moment. This moment is just memories of things that got me here in time, and I would say I was always very, very, very interested in consciousness and understanding the mind. I didn't understand how we didn't understand it, and that there was no direct way to understand how consciousness worked. Psychologists, psychiatrists, to them it was more of a physical thing with a emotional side to it. I was buying the books from the back of the magazines at the time. Um, I was probably the youngest person to have a subscription to Psychology Today magazine. I was about 11 years old and I was just hungry for the information. And it was when I was about 12 that my brother, who was 10, we were both diagnosed with intestinal diseases, incurable Crohn's, colitis, IBD. And there's a long story there, but he was supposed to have surgery. And that's when we were fortunate to meet a chiropractor and energy healer that many probably know his name now, Donnie Epstein. And he helped us quickly. And we both got well. And after that, we wanted to learn what he was doing because he was pretty magical to young kids and even to adults, but just magic. I mean, moving energy, seeing energy. And so he said, if you go to chiropractic school, I'll teach you what I do. So during that time, here's me reading the books, Autobiography of a Yogi, and the home study course, and there wasn't as much opportunity to learn then as there is today. So you really didn't know what was true. You didn't know if you spent 5 years or 6 months meditating in a certain style, if it actually was going to do anything. And so during chiropractic school, we really had the chance to start to experience energy work and working on people and starting to notice the subtle patterns that create blockages in the mind and the body. Um, and that was pretty amazing to start seeing people heal when they're told they couldn't, and by my doing, by the things that I had learned, just opening up patterns in consciousness, unstucking areas that were shut down, that in a shutdown state couldn't heal. And so I've developed a lot of new work and the sensitivities that come with it. And that's why I wrote the book, The Intuition Method, because others can learn the same work and save a ton of time having to learn how to tune in. We all know what we have the abilities to do, and but we also know there's much more that we can do, and sometimes it just takes one little thing to click into that next level. For me, with a lot of the work that I'm doing now, it was actually during a Tai Chi class that I suddenly felt this new energy moving through me, and I said, oh wow, there's a new energy. And then I said, oh wow, it's not new, the energy's always here. I just became more sensitive. I just did something that opened up a new level of awareness in me. And when that happened, it changed the work that I do. It made me much more sensitive on so many levels that it allowed me to start doing distant work over Zoom, or not over Zoom, but I do like over Zoom, because I get to watch the changes happening for the person, ask questions about their experience. So I do a lot of work now to clear patterns in consciousness. I do a lot of work to expand the awareness, to expand the hemispheres of the mind energetically, so we're bigger, we have more space to pull in information, to filter information, and then install the patterns that we want in our lives instead of the patterns we've been living with that have held us back. And so it's really beautiful work. And outside of that, I do the Headaches Heal work, which is headachesheal.com. And that's for people with chronic headaches or even just hangover headaches, and they want them cleared. And suddenly there's another way that most people didn't know existed that suddenly they know that they can heal. So I just keep doing the work. I keep watching the developments. The more people I work on, the more people I get to learn from and just help more people. And there's the benefits there. Obviously, it's a job, but there's also the satisfaction of helping people, and we do get this humanic perspective where we help someone, we get a little dopamine hit when we feel good about what we're doing. So the body, the mind is an incredible cycle of getting us to want to do good things for ourselves once we get into a groove for it. So that's a little about me. It was like any path or journey, it's not easy, right? We see the easy parts. We see this cool video and say, oh, it's a video talking about life, but you don't see the times you're down and out. You don't see the times when you're struggling to figure out what's next. What do I do? How do I bring this to more people? How do I share it? How do I teach it? We don't see all of that because that's internalized, and those are the things we don't want to show. But I think all healers go through that as they're learning, as we're learning, because it's a lot of work to find a path and then start to chart your own, especially with new discoveries, and build community and make everything happen so you feel good about your own life. And so that is that's where I'll leave it for now. Happy to take questions. You can get me at william@intuitionmethod.com or william@headachesheal.com. Take a look at fieldofconsciousness.com or intuitionmethod.com or headachesheal.com. There's a lot of websites. My Instagram is my name. So anyway, thank you for listening. Dr. William Kaladsky. Pleasure.